Previously on The Case of the Ghost and the Hidden Tomb.
Did you want company this evening?
Why would you assume I'd want company?
Many would quiver at the opportunity.
That a fact?
It is.
Perhaps I say we quiver some other time.
Time rarely means what one thinks it does. You'd be wise to keep me close, Mr. Plinketts.
Why is that, Professor?
Because without me, you're a dead man.
You are listening to Dash, an Interlude. The Case of the Ghost and the Hidden Tomb. Chapter 2. The Pyramid.
When you've been around one of them for enough time, you know they're not entirely human.
But money is a powerful motivator. I guess that's all that ever matters.
As it is almost sundown, I do not advise entering a pyramid at night.
So, one of them tracked you down?
It seems so.
He threatened you?
It walked a fine line between threat and flirtation.
What did you say to that?
I didn't have time to. He gave me his warning, then disappeared into thin air.
About as thin as the air between his ears.
Of course, this was only my first sighting of the Professor, but I did take his advice and kept him close.
How close was that? Or don't you kiss and tell?
Let's just say close enough that he never saw it coming.
That one rarely does. I know from experience.
Did you fall for his attraction?
About as much as you did, from what I gather.
When you've been around one of them for enough time, you know they're not entirely human. There's something otherworldly about them. Something that's hard to place at first, but it's a warning sign when you need it. As someone once told me, once you know what to watch for, you always know there's more to the story.
I hate them.
Why's that?
They have power. Power they don't even know what to do with half the time. And the other half, they waste it on such futile, stupid causes.
I don't know if I'd call them stupid. Misguided, maybe.
It's damned stupid.
Is that jealousy I sense?
No. Jealousy is something weak, ineffective people cling to in the dark.
What are you then?
Motivated.
That's more frightening than any demigod could be.
I loathe that word.
That's what they are, aren't they?
Apparently so. This was not your first experience with one of them?
Thought you'd have that in my ledger. You seem to know everything else.
You don't have to be so harsh, you know.
Don't assume we're having some sort of moment here. You're still the worst person I've ever met.
We're not all that different, Johnny. Other than you're a degenerate and I'm a...
Maniac, psychopath, a harbinger of the apocalypse.
Many will fear the New World Order. But for others, the superior race, it will be glorious.
A superior race. Are you a person anymore, or just a propaganda pamphlet?
Did you ever think that what I'm doing may be for him? For Spence?
I told you not to say his name. Don't kid yourself. You don't do anything for anyone but Emily Butterback.
I don't care what you think.
You never did.
Enough. What happened next? What happened when you got to Sara?
It took an entire day's journey through the desert. But as the blazing Egyptian sun began to fade, a pyramid appeared on the horizon.
Who would have guessed that's where you'd find it?
I believe Codger said it best.
A spectacle of utter devastation, isn't it?
It's a dump is what it is.
This is Sara.
It's an ancient junkyard.
Ah, it doesn't resemble the pyramids you've seen in your American magazines, does it?
You call that a pyramid?
The Step Pyramid of Doja. You're looking at one of the ancient marvels of this world.
Thrilling. I've seen more impressive buildings in Albuquerque.
The Old Kingdom has not yet mastered the knowledge of constructing the more famous pyramids of Giza.
We're not here for a history lecture.
Johnny, you need to respect what you do not understand. At one time, this was a vast and stunning necropolis. Yet, what you seek is even older than Saqqara.
Older than that thing over there?
Ah, we're not here for Doja's final resting place. In fact, the pyramid you're after is the smallest of all the Old Kingdom.
The smallest?
Yes, but the most important of all.
Size doesn't matter. That's what I've always said.
Look southwest of the Step Pyramid. Do you see it?
What, that big mound of sand and rubble? That's not a pyramid.
Look closer. You can see the structure of what once was.
That's a big pile of dirt, is what it is.
It was not always so. Notice the limestone at the base of what you're calling a pile of dirt, The casing stone? You can even see the original hieroglyphics on the outside. The two cartouches contain the name of the King Unos, the last pharaoh of the 5th dynasty.
We'd need a huge team to unearth whatever's under there. How the heck are we supposed to do that?
No need to unearth a thing. We just use the door, of course.
The door?
The chamber to Unos's tomb are underground, and the entrance is just over there. Can you see it?
Don't know if I'd call that an entrance, but it's certainly a hole in the ground.
It is now. Unearthed decades ago. They say the entrance used to be housed by some sort of chapel. I'm sure it looked beautiful at its time.
If you say so, it doesn't matter to me. Get your men together and let's get down there.
I do not think that is possible.
Why's that?
As I've told you, my men have concerns. Superstitions. Beliefs. They will guide us back across the desert, as they have, but they refuse to enter any of these ancient sites. In short, you're on your own from this point. And as it is almost sundown, I do not advise entering a pyramid at night.
Who says I'm going alone, codger?
Ah, you came armed.
I knew the dirt I had on Codger and his past misdeeds wouldn't be enough to have complete control over him. So I brought a backup. I'm sure you'd do the same.
Always.
I had come too far.
You sure had a lot of demands for a foreign man in a foreign land. But money is a powerful motivator. I guess that's all that ever mattered to you.
No. It wasn't the money. It wasn't the fortune. It's the new life this could have brought us. The new life we can still...
Yes?
What?
A new life? What new life, Johnny?
Do you want to know about Egypt or not?
Yes. Tell me. Tell me everything.
The entrance to the pyramid was a hole in the ground. As we entered it, there was a long corridor that sloped down diagonally. It was a dark and steep incline to manage, particularly because Kadra and I both carried torches to light the way as we descended. I made him go first, naturally.
Naturally. How far down did it go?
Who knows, but it was small and claustrophobic. We had to watch our footing so as not to slip. At the bottom of the slanted corridor was an entrance that emptied into a room. It wasn't of great size or anything, but the ceiling was much taller so that we could stand up straight.
These tunnels aren't for the faint of heart. It was nice of the Egyptians to think of building these vestibules between their narrow passageways, for those of us with weak knees at least.
Between passageways?
Point your torch towards the wall over there, huh? You'll see where we need to go.
What did you see?
The torch revealed a wide tunnel at the base of the wall. And while the tunnel was wide, it made you crouch down even more than the tunnel at the entrance.
It's a good thing you're not claustrophobic.
It's a good thing I'm not.
Oh, my poor knees.
Quit complaining. You've done a lot of work on your knees.
Exactly why they're in pain.
We dug down into the narrow space, with our torchlights held out in front of us as we'd have to keep the fire away from our backs.
How long was this tunnel?
When all you've got is intuition and a flame to see, it felt like we crawled for miles. But really, it wasn't that far to...
Do you see it?
Yes, I do.
Steady, steady. Just up ahead.
What was it?
There was an opening. And through there, it's as if I had heard something calling to me from inside.
Calling to you? Like a voice?
Not like a voice. At least none you'd hear in this world. It was like feeling made aloud. A premonition pronounced. A fate given certainty. I knew once I reached it,
What? Tell me!
Oh. Yeah. The passageway. The passageway emptied into a large room with a high vaulted ceiling. Every inch of every wall was covered with writing. Ancient hieroglyphics, carved to beautiful perfection. The wall text spread throughout the tomb and covered each and every wall, towering up to the ceiling that was carved into stars painted blue, which made them almost sparkle in the torchlight. For a moment, I got lost in them. Who knows how far underground we were, but looking up at the convex ceiling highlighted with blue stars, I saw the heavens. Someplace far from here. Some places very few of us get to go. Someplace magic. And I saw him. All of this was for him. I remember what I said to him on the beach in Santa Monica. We're gonna get out of here. Away from your past, away from mine. Just you and me. Trust me. Dash, look at me. I want to tell you something. And I did. I said it. But he never said it back.
Sorry about this, Johnny, old boy. It truly is nothing personal.
Codger.
I'll take that firearm from you if you don't mind. Don't see you having much of a use for it at this point.
Codger.
Don't struggle. There you go. Thank you. Quite a pistol you got here. Now, I don't know if what you're looking for is really down here or not. I suspect if it existed, it was taken long ago by looters. Not that I'd think you'd even appreciate it if you found it. Nonetheless, what I can tell you is that the vague promise of payment plus the threat of revealing me to the authorities have made my allegiance easy to sway.
Codger, you...
You're blocking the entrance when I leave. Even if you can find your way back there without a torch, which I'll also be relieving you of, you will not be able to leave. You are beautiful, Johnny. Truly. And I enjoyed you and our time together. But all's fair in love and war, isn't it? Goodbye.
Uncle Johnny, where you going?
I'm going on a trip.
You promise you'll be back?
Of course I'll be back, Don't I always come back?
My mom never came back.
I know, kiddo. I know. But I'm not your mom.
Can you tell me where you're going?
A place for a job that's going to make me so rich I'll never have to go anyplace ever again.
Promise?
Promise. You can trust me.
Hello? Hello? Johnny? Are you still there? Plink? Have you left again? Damn it! Hello?
Yes.
I thought the line had somehow been cut.
No, I'm still here.
Just caught up in the moment, or something else?
Something I was...
In the tomb.
Yes. In the pyramid. Underground. Buried alive.
You have been listening to Dash, an Interlude, the case of the ghost and the hidden tomb, starring Christopher Tolomeo, Cathy Mostek, Thomas Robert Irvin, Leigh Jacobs, Sara Luciano, and Carlos Jiga. Written and directed by Dave Ebersole. Sound design by Mick Lauro. Music by Christopher Tolomeo and Mick Lauro. Cover art by Vinnie Rico. Executive producer Mick Lauro. Dash created by Dave Ebersole and Delia Gable. Dash the podcast is a Light Booth Blackout production. Thank you for listening. I'm John Barker. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled. Once you know what to watch for, you'll always know there's more to the story.